Hello, everyone. Welcome to the One Conscious Love Network. Beth and I met online, but we have beautiful friends in common. I'm so grateful that you're here, Beth. Please introduce yourself and tell everyone what is it that you do? How do you shed your light in the world?
Oh, I love that question. Thank you, Melanie. It's so nice to meet you kind of in person. I'm Beth Robbins. I live in beautiful North County of San Diego. I am the creator and heart behind the Carpe Diem Seize the Day with a Smile movement. It's a lot to say, but essentially, I'm an author, I'm an inspirational speaker, and I'm a transformational life coach. How does that spread the light? I just want to meet and greet and impact a million souls a year to understand the power of what Carpe Diem Seize the Day even really means, how you can
Mhm.
apply it to your life. So that's me. I'm just out there.
That's so beautiful because, yes, we do get onto automatic mode and programming, and we miss out. We miss out on each day and the gift that it holds. How do
Yes.
you kind of share that knowledge with everyone?
Well, people think of seize the day as I'm going to go out and I'm going to do something bold and make this big impact in the world. I'm going to jump out of a plane or I'm going to do all the things that are on my bucket list. And it's all of that, but it's more really personal to know that every day that you wake up, you have a decision. And that decision, how are you going to greet the day? How are you going to seize your day? And it's a choice. Knowing that I always say your choice is to start with gratitude.
Mm,
And when you get on gratitude, now your frequency rises and what hangs out up here is opportunities. And when we get up there, that's when all of the answers flow in, like you're wrestling with a challenge of some sort, all of a sudden it's like, oh, here it is. It's up here, and the opportunities that are trying to knock on your door, they're hanging out up here too. So it's kind of like opening the window
mm,
to your day and to realize that you have that choice how you're going to do it. Just recently wrote 5 children's books on this topic, seize the day, and each one the first one is seize the day with a smile. Seize the day with your superpower, which is intuitive listening. Seize the day with courage. Seize the day with kindness. Seize the day with leadership. And they're all kind of a social, emotional learning based kind of books. I wrote them with like fifth through eighth graders in mind. My lead characters are all 13, going through 13-year-old stuff and really kind of tapping into what seize the day means for them. And then it just evolved, and I have a book for grown-ups with bigger words and longer chapters. But it's all the same thing, is realizing that, I always say we have 525,600 minutes in a year. 168 hours in a week, 24 hours in a day. Take one of those minutes and take stock in how you're spending them. Are you sitting in comparison syndrome, scrolling through your social media, making lists of things to do? And which I do. You should see my desk. I have 20,000 little sheets of paper because I like to cross it off when I get it done. Like, yeah, I did it.
yeah.
It's like, make sure you brush your teeth. Yes, I nailed it. Got it. It's like I'm not that, but it's like really like don't forget your roses. They need some attention. So it's kind of like getting caught up in the silly stuff, and 20% is actually action steps in the direction of your vision, of your dream. And so for as a coach, I'm a dream builder. I help you identify and crystallize what your vision is, because so many people, especially women, we don't give ourselves permission to dream
Mm,
big, or we look at our current conditions, situations, circumstances, and we look to that for our permission to do better, to have more, to become what we're supposed to be. So it's sort of getting out of that muck and really getting fine-tuned and who do I get to be today? And
mm.
how am I going to lean into this day with courage, with kindness, with leadership, with love? Because love is the answer to every single question, right?
Oh, the world needs so much more of you, Beth. Yes.
Oh, you're
So
sweet.
big. It is so, in my opinion, maybe easily spread, but how do you do it? How do you do it day in, day out? Like you have it at top of your mind, and then how do you incorporate that into the practice of doing
So the big thing is not to get caught up in the word how.
it?
It's more what do I get to do? It's switching the mindset, and the verbiology, is that a word? The words you use to, when you say, I need to call so and so, and you could
Mm,
change it that I need to I get to, or I'd love to. I'd really love to reconnect with so and so. Not, oh, I need to
mhm,
remember to call her. And just those simple tweaks in that is how, you say, how do you greet the day? How do you get into that? It's making that choice. It's making the choice to live in a state of gratitude for all things, even the challenges in your life, and to choose
mm,
love. Choose love. Love is the opposite of fear. It's the opposite of ego. And those egos and fears are the ones that derail our dreams every day. They're dream killers because
mhm,
that's how we get in our own way. We overthink things, like worrying about what other people are thinking about what we're saying or doing or wearing. And we spend so much time worrying about that as they're not even thinking about you. They might be looking in your direction and sizing you up, like, does the purse match the shoes? Maybe, but who cares? They're really not. They're thinking about themselves and what's going on in their own lives. So we overthink way too much. So how do you do it? You make the choice.
mm. I
That's a
love
long
that.
answer for that, but getting away from the how and to get into the who and the what.
I love it. I totally love it. I cannot agree more. What brought you to this life? How did you find this path that you're on?
So the path found me.
Mm,
I tried to ignore it. I've had a weird career. I started off doing Broadway musicals, singer, dancer, actress, opera singer, like crazy, and then became a mom, and then had the fitness career. So I've been a coach for 35 years. Because when you're a personal trainer, it's kind of like being a hairdresser. You're spending one-on-one time with people,
yeah.
and you're getting asked a lot more than, is this a good squat? Or how many more reps do I need to do? You're getting more into the meat of it. And so I did a lot of studying because I needed to be prepared and authentic. And I always had this idea, I'm supposed to be a life coach. And
Mm,
when I was gearing toward about to have a divorce, and I was like, I was at that stuck spot. Like, my kids are leaving the nest, my yellow labs, barking the last bark. My husband had long moved on, and I'm like, well, what about Beth? And I was like, oh, this is the time to become that life coach I always said I was going to be. And so then I start researching. I'm like, oh, that's too hard. I don't know what I'm doing. Imposter syndrome, all my fear paradigms bubbled up. So put it back on the shelf and then went about my day. And then it kind of fell off the shelf. And so I just kept trying to say, hello, we're over here. We're ready for you. I wasn't ready for it until finally it just bonked me on the head. I listened to the right video at the right time. My soul was ready, everything was aligned, and I
mm,
just said yes, and I jumped in. And then I realized I was meant to be back on stage. I got on stage originally because I remember I used to say little prayers backstage, like, if this song I'm going to sing Memory from Cats for the thousandth time, but if I could just impact one soul and make them feel better about their lives, or
mm,
discover something different, or hear the words of this song differently this thousandth time, or I could sing them or create something with this song differently and impact just one person, then all the training and all the rehearsals have been worth it. And I used to say this prayer much more succinctly because it's ready, set, go, curtains up, and you're on. But I used to have that. So this goes back 30 years. So now I'm there, and it's like, gosh, if I could do a video, and I'm on Instagram, or I'm doing a YouTube, or I'm leading a workshop, and one person has a major, like, oh my gosh, he's talking to me, then it's been worth it. And it's that's really where the path found me, as much as I tried to put it away, and then it all came together and said, you need to write books, you need to get on stage, and you need to just be with people and realize that they have so much power within them, so much power, far greater than any muck they might be sitting in, that if they just tap into it, their own lights are going to start coming on. Their own paths are going to find them. It's just that magical.
That's so beautiful. I love that story and I love how you share it with us as well. Um, so how do you work with people? How do people work with you?
I work with people online,
Yeah.
so it's a Zoom. It's two faces and souls connecting. I work with people in chunks. I always start everybody off with my 3 month dream builder, where we kind of begin to blueprint. We actually figure out what it is your vision even is.
Mm,
And then we really spend a lot of time on forgiveness, learning all about what love really is. We work on what those fear paradigms that bubble up that derail me over and over and over, until I started to recognize them and realize why they're really there. We work on that. We meet every week. There's Zooms or there's videos to watch. There's homework to do or not do. It's feel invited, not obligated, but it's your show, it's your life, and the more you pour into it, the more I get to pour in, and then it just becomes this beautiful experience. And I prefer to work with people for 12 to 15 months or forever. If they never want to leave me, that'd be great too. But that's what it's like, is it's one-on-one with me for an hour every single week. I'm in your laptop. And it's fun, it's experiential, and it's not a therapy session. I'm not a therapist. It's me seeing you inside your picture, because you can't see the picture from inside the frame, and seeing you as a spiritual being having a human experience, and understanding and seeing your power, and flipping the mirror and so that you can see it, feel it, recognize it, and realizing you're deserving, your worth, that you're enough, you're everything. You came to this realm, to earth, with everything you need, and all the other stuff doesn't matter. It's you have everything right here. And my job as a coach is to get you to realize it. Ask the quality questions at just the right time, that you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you asked me that question, because all of a sudden I got the answer and I can't wait to tell you about it. And it's just goosebumps every week. It's like, oh, I get them all the time. It's like, woo, that just happened, or just teaching people how to be in that moment where they're so aligned that they're just connected to, all of a sudden they hear, the answers come in like, look behind the couch. What? Look behind the couch. And then, oh, there's $100 bill. Like, who just came in and told me that, or you have dreams that are aligned with your dreams, and life just gets so full. And oh, I just get really excited about it. You step into those times in your life when you know you're exactly where you're supposed to be, that it's just
mhm.
all, it's all jelly. It's beautiful.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Like, adore it. One question I always ask everyone is, what is one conscious love to you? And I know you've touched on it here and there, but what would you like to share?
One conscious love. Well, I go with, you have a one conscious love network, because to me, one conscious love is we are all one, knowing that we are all spiritual beings. When I look into your eyes, I look into a client's eyes, I see you as the light spiritual being that you are. That is love. That is the one love. And for me, the one love is knowing to love yourself, and love yourself enough that you pay attention to the thoughts you think, to the words that you say about yourself. And when you look in the mirror and you see something, and your eyes recognize how beautiful you truly are from the inside out, and you're not seeing somebody who's aging, putting on weight, or anything that's physical. like that where we like to condemn ourselves from that, and going to that one love person, that space where I am so in love with you in the mirror, and I just want everything that you deserve to have, and I'm going to make it my mission to be grateful for everything that you are. And I always talk about like little me, you know, that little voice inside your head. That's who I love. That's me. It's all of me, and that's one love.
That's so beautiful. That's so beautiful. I love that. Yes, absolutely. Anything else you want to share with everyone watching?
I think that the most impactful thing that I could say is knowing that you have this power breathing you that's far greater than any situation, circumstance, or condition that you might be in, and to know that it is your one job to fall in love with yourself and your life, and to do everything you can that makes you happy. You deserve to have everything that you truly want.
That's beautiful. And I know that many people watching on a Friday afternoon will need just that message.
Oh, good. I
Oh,
love
thank you so much for being here and sharing who you are. You're this beautiful, radiant soul for sure. And I look forward to getting to know you more and having you back again on the One Conscious Love Network through a series
that.
of different events and
I
whatnot.
would love that. I would love that. I love what you're doing, and the One Conscious Love Network is definitely on my radar for sure.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time and thank you for being here.
Of course. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for watching. We'll see you soon.